Good morning. So I wanted to take my little drone out today and let it follow me around, and it's a Neo 2, DJI Neo 2. It responds with hand gestures, so I can take my hand and I can move it to the side here, or I can put my hands together and move them away and it'll go away, or I can bring my hands back together. It's called gesture control. See if I can get it down a little bit. Okay, so I thought I'd let my drone follow me a little bit, and I'd tell you about my morning out here on the farm. I had to go grab my shovel here because my barn cats, you might be able to see them over in here. That's Monkey Face in behind me, and his buddy Smokey. They'd killed a cottontail rabbit, and I had to get my shovel to go bury that rabbit. Not I was concerned about them eating on the rabbit except for parasites. And my other guy out here is Prince. My dog was getting into it, and I didn't want him to get parasites. And I got to thinking how important it is to have barn cats because they keep the rats and rodents down. And then shovels. Sometimes I use the shovel to actually kill rattlesnakes. And I thought about, not everybody knows how to do it properly on killing a rattlesnake with a shovel. I do carry a pistol, but there's certain places that you don't want to shoot them. So an old timer taught me a trick on how to kill a rattlesnake pretty effectively without dancing around with them too much. So I'm going to use this wire and pretend it's a rattlesnake. And if I had to dispatch him, oh my gosh, where's he going? Come back. All right, let's get him down. Come on down. Down, down, down. All right, down. The wind's getting him today. Woo! Boy, that was scary. Anyway, so most people will try to kill a rattlesnake by just chopping at their head. Well, you're going to be there a bit doing a dance with them, and it's kind of dangerous. So the old timer told me the secret to killing a rattlesnake is to break their back first. So I take the flat of my shovel and I smack them on the back as hard as I can. They won't go anywhere then you can go up there and dispatch them. So with that, it reminded me of a story about rattlesnakes out here in New Mexico. There's an author. Let's see if I can move him in a little bit so I can get him up here. Come on. Come on, drone. All right, go up. I know it's windy. Come on, go up. You don't want to go up. All right, there we go. Anyway, Tony Hillerman wrote a short story about rattlesnakes and a fence crew. There was a Native American tribe that was putting in a fence on a rocky ridge, and they had a white foreman. Anyhow, as they were walking up the ridge, there was a rattlesnake right in the middle of the path. So the foreman had a shovel. He did what I did. He broke his back and he chopped his head off. Well, one of the guys on the crew, who's Native American, he said, "Why'd you do that?" He said, "Well, it's kind of in the way of getting work done." He goes, "Okay, but you know, snakes are our friends." That's what the native told him. So the white guy, he chalked it up and he goes, "All right, well, I'm going to just walk around him next time." So the very next day, he goes out there to check on these guys working on the fence line, and he goes up this ridge, and there were dead snakes everywhere. So he finds that one fellow who told him about snakes being friends. And he says, "Hey, I thought they were your friends." And the native guy told him, he goes, "Yeah, but there were too many friends to get any work done." Well, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Anyway, if you haven't read Tony Hillerman, he's a great author. Has a lot of really good stories here in New Mexico. I think there's a series on one of the cable channels called Dark Winds that's based on his novels. Anyway, it's a little windy, so I'm going to go ahead and put my hand out and let my drone land.